Hello, everyone. Uh, I put together a playlist of 5 different matches with I call it mid-range Echo, but it's Echo Makto, whatever you want to call it. Um, it's a four-color deck or four-faction deck. Uh, to me, that is the biggest drawback of this deck is trying to hit all four powers, fire, time, justice, and shadow. And sometimes it does hurt you. Um, Not a lot, but it does. The deck is a more of a mid range build. It really doesn't get going until you start uh, dropping pathfinders. Um, to get the engine started, you really want to get those out as quickly as possible. Um, but being able to land these and get your echoes started is very important. Um, and anytime you cast Rise to the Challenge, you want to go get a Pathfinder. It's just your deck really doesn't shine until you start drawing echoed creatures. So you want to get your Pathfinders out as quickly as possible. Um, it's very early or very important early in the game to get your. You need to get your quarries off to try to push through your deck uh, to get your mana or get your power the way you need it, and be able to get to the good stuff in order to get your engine started. Um, Devours are in the deck mainly to protect your revenge guys and destiny guys, especially your Maktos. I usually, unless I'm in a pinch and I'm digging for a particular type of faction color, or I'm digging for a harsh rule or something, like I'm about to lose the game, the only time that I will cast Devour is in certain key situations. 100% of the time when someone tries to silence any of my Echo guys or Revenge guys. You really want to protect those with that. Your findaways are really, really, really important because on the instances where you don't draw the correct mana and you do draw a find the way, you can go get that color or that faction, and they have been very useful. Even though if the land or power comes into play depleted, you're still able to fix your colors. And I apologize ahead of time. I mean, a lot of references that I'll make will stem from my past Magic the Gathering days, and it's hard to get away from that since since I played since beta up to about 3 years ago. So anyway, dropping your Piercing Griefs before you get your Echoes going, it just depends on what kind of deck you're playing. Against early burn, like Rakdos or whatever, something that's just a hard aggro deck, red, you go ahead and drop these to get the life from them to be able to hold the game down until you can get to either a harsh rule or drop your guys and get removal or whatever. So you have to make a judgment call on when to play those. Vara's Choice is an amazing, amazing card. Hello there, Facebook Messenger. At really good timing. Like against Armory or Argenport, try to hold them until around turn 4 and try to snag a Tavrod. They're good against a mirror match where you can silence the Maktos. They're just really, really, really good cards. And every time I've drawn one, I've not been mad that I've drawn it. It runs 4 banishes, a removal suite, and 4 slays. Which, remember, Xenon Obelisk is getting quite popular right now with the meta, and Banish has been super awesome. Getting rid of obelisks and chalices. But they're really good removals. Dark Return is mainly used. I try to only use it to grab my Pathfinders, unless I'm in a pinch for whatever reason. You know, if I'm about to die, I try to get aggro or a stone powder alchemist, you know, to block and gain life. But if I'm not in a pinch or on a verge of dying, I usually always try to just bring these back. You want to echo as many times as you can, because these bad boys right here get out of control. I will say that earlier this morning I had I was recording these videos, and I had a match versus another. It was a 3-color Makto deck, and after an hour and a half of playing this match, and yes, I took it for an hour and a half, I was stuck in an echo loop, or a revenge, or a destiny loop with my Maktos. Or so was he. I mean, it was back and forth. I would fill the board up. He would fill the board up. I would attack. Actually, it got to the point to where I wouldn't even attack, because every card that I drew, every single card that I drew was a Inquisitor Makto. So it was just, you know, drawing them and echoing them, and then they're auto playing, removing another Makto, hit the graveyard, go back to my deck. It was just, I sat at 20 cards, so did he, 21 cards for, had to have been 40 minutes. It was really depressing, and I finally just said, good game, and I left and let him have the win. He was in Diamond 3 anyway, so it was no big deal. But this can happen if you run up against another Makto deck. The power suite is 1 Fire Sigil, because you only really need 1, but you do have other. You have seats and stuff. 2 times, 3 Justice, 3 Shadow, and then you got 3 Seat of Glories, 3 of the Seat of Progress, 4 Seat of Vengeance, 3 Chaos, and 3 Mystery. And you have your 4 Seek powers along with your Find the Ways to get your mana fixed. So basically the deck is not really that hard to play. It pretty much plays itself. Your primary thing you want to do is get your Pathfinders out, because that's what wins you the game. And if you can get them back with your Dark Returns, that's even better. And remember, rise to the challenge. You really only want to go get Pathfinders, unless you've already drawn all 4 of them, and then you can just go get whatever. But if there's Pathfinders still in the deck, you really want to go get your Pathfinders. It's a good deck. It has trouble with some hard aggros, but any mid-range or control type deck, you usually just run over them. Utilize your harsh rules accordingly, along with your 8 single target removals and your Vara's Choice. You can't count out Vara's Choice, because it's a really good removal card. Utilize these harsh rules, and don't be afraid to let your life get a little low, like in the low teens, because I mean, once you go to dropping your Stone Powder Alchemist and your Piercing Griefs, and like I say, your Devourers are giving you 2 life, but use your Devourers to protect. And sometimes if they want to silence like a Grief or an Alchemist, and you've got like a couple of Maktos or whatever in your hand, or you got more of these in your hand, you may want to let them go. You just have to kind of judge what you want to save with Devour and what you want to let go. Because remember, in your Pathfinders, you always let them go. That way you can go Dark Return and bring them back. But it's a really good mid-range build. Sometimes it's a little aggravating because your factions don't always pan out at the early game, and you have to really work. And sometimes by the time you get stabilized, it's too late. But I mean, I played it last night in Masters, and I mean, I was winning 70%, had like a 70% win ratio. So it's a really good deck, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's just a work of art watching this deck start slamming down Maktos and everything else. It plays itself. Once the engine gets running, this deck will just play itself. So I highly encourage this. This is a very fun deck to play. I think the last match on the thing, I played against Chalice, and it's just especially satisfying to beat a Chalice player. So I hope you enjoy the videos. Don't forget, if you like what you see, drop me a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will have more Let's Play videos out in the near future. Thanks for watching, guys.